Annyeong everyone, welcome to SoJooCars. If you just met, my name is Ju. If you like cars like me, please do subscribe and like this video for more. And thank you very much to Honda Cars Philippines for lending us this V variant of the City for a complete review. Now, this is the mid-spec of the Honda City. This one costs around 1,058,000 pesos SRP. Now, this is the mid-spec that has a 1.5 liter naturally aspirated, but it is a City, it is a Honda. It is a high revving engine that just brings fun to driving, and you can have fun with fuel economy, great efficiency, good styling, crazy cold aircon, and fairly a nice audio system. As you can see here in front, the daytime running light is amazing, but it just looks a bit cheaper on my end when we turn on the headlight. That's the high beam, and this is the hazard. Especially in this white body color, if this one had LED lights, then it will look spanking better in my opinion. But other than that, it has this nice forma. It's so big now, it almost looks like the previous Civic. Now, Honda City will never let you down. You'll love it because this is not a paid promotion. But then, you know, so far my experience with Honda cars, you will never go wrong. What makes the Honda City attractive is its price. This one costs 1,018,000 pesos SRP with very low down payment. Fuel efficiency, official rating 25.17 kilometers per liter. Next, preventive maintenance cost. Unlike your other cars, you can just bring your Honda vehicles once a year or every 10,000 kilometers a year. When you look at the side of the City, this one is quite similar with the RS, but this one has different rim design because the one above this is the RS variant and this one is the mid-spec. But it does have a chrome handle, it does come with keyless entry system, different wheel design, power folding side mirror, and besides that, it looks quite similar with the top variant. Here at the back, it does look similar with its top variant, although it doesn't have the RS badge. But what I like about this car, it's so simple, but it is really useful. You can put a lot of stuff in here, but the only improvement I want in this mid-spec is for the rear seat to fold, so we can have more flexibility in storage options. But other than that, it has a great design, it has a great nameplate, it is a legendary car after all. Honda City is amazing. Here inside the City, there are like very simple, but they are like really practical. And this is the key fob, it's a smart key. So this is a smart key that you just need to carry in your pocket. It's so tiny, but it is quite heavy. It does feel expensive. And having two sensors on both sides, like one side, yes, having sensors on both sides, it really matters because this is about convenience. And if you have just here, it's not gonna really work for you. And when you get inside the Honda City, you feel really tight. You feel that it is very clean. It is somewhat comparable with when you are entering a Hyundai vehicle or a Kia vehicle. They are just simple and they are made to do what they are supposed to do. Crazy cold aircon, nice girthy leather wrap steering wheel. Now this is like one of the girthiest ones. Like these are the ones, this is the size that I want in like let's say an SUV. But this one is available here in this subcompact sedan. So when you are turning, it is really good grip, good touch, good feel. You feel planted. You know, although people are like, this is a CVT, I don't like CVT. This is a nice CVT. Like this is the same engine. So like I wish this one had like manual mode or paddle shifter, but sadly it doesn't have. Power windows, chrome door handle, yes, fabrics, but here on this knee area and here they are in leather. For you to start your City, you just have to press this. And what I noticed is it's extremely quiet. Even with the aircon on, it's extremely quiet. It feels like, you know, it's not an EV. It's not a hybrid, but it feels like that. It's that quiet. Of course, there is a vibration because the engine is moving. And I just love this sound. Yep, this is a really premium sound. Although we do need to upgrade the system of this head unit, but it is really fast, quick, and it just does what it's meant to do. Except I would like to have a physical volume dial. But this black interior with this red illuminating push start button, and when you start your City, there is a little animation that just makes everything special. Two cup holder, there's a compartment, charge ports, the old school side brake, CVT gear lever that has a flat head on its gear head. So it's quite nice to really rest your arm like that. Aircon button, usable space for this center console, airbags here on the side, and that's it for this mid-spec. These fabric seats, they are comfortable and they are less likely to get heated when you are parked outside. Manual stuff, yes, manual stuff. Like I would have, like yes, most of the time you don't have the mirror here, but you have it here. But in this City, it's different. You have it here, but you don't have it here. So if you're sitting here, you might want to use the mirror. Right. So that's the front. And Like, these things are huge, so they do really well in illuminating the cabin. Now we're here in the second row. Now, what is that one amenity that everybody wants? Here in the second row, the air vent. Oh my goodness, I just love this. I mean, this is a Japanese car. This is a mainstream car. It just comes with all these amenities. Yes, I want armrest. I want this one to fold down. But my goodness, having this air vent just overrides everything, and I'm just happy forever. So I'm 5'10", 5'11", lots of headroom. The angle of the backrest is perfect. There are like fabrics here, like chrome accent here. Yes, there's fabric everywhere, but then this might be some people's choice or preference. For me, leather is okay, fabric is okay, suede is okay, whatever it is. If I bought it, I like it, I love it. I really enjoy driving Honda cars. One of the main reasons why is you do have everything practical, perform practical, meaning nothing goes subpar when we're talking about drivability, visibility, air condition cooling, accelerating, decelerating, sound system. To tell you honestly, the biggest downside of Honda is the head unit display, because it is quite outdated when we are looking at the resolution. But other than that, it is a well-performing, it is quick, very responsive, peppy engine. Although this is a CVT, like, you know that you are in a Honda. This is a really nice Honda setup. And I would like to stress the fact that the air condition is ice cold. I had to put it to forward and down, like the direction, and even make the temperature to 25. That's how cold this is. And I don't know if you are like me, I don't like air coming in from the outside. So I would always have my recirculation on. And there are many cars that you still have your recirculation, but still the air comes in, or the pollution. But this one is airtight. That's great. Driving really play a big role in this car. Like, when you hold on to the steering wheel, like in other brands, like as you go down the models, like as it gets cheaper, you do feel that, okay, this is cheap. Okay, this is really cheap. But when you are behind the Honda City V, you don't know that. You don't feel that. When you start the car, when you maneuver it. Although, if you are really tall, like let's say you're over 6 feet tall, maybe you might have a bit of limitation. So since God blessed you with that height and the feet, God will bless you with big cars. Amen. This is where you can test your suspension, and that's EDSA. It's really sad to say, but the road conditions here in EDSA is worse. You know, everyone travels to the Philippines and they would take the EDSA. So I think if you want the country to look better, like you want to have a better image, I think people should make proper bus stops and remove the squatters, especially here in Pasay. Even with this 16-inch rims with somewhat thin tires. So when you see Honda cars, like usually they have nice sporty looking tires, very sticky and grippy, but still very reliable. Fuel economy rated at 24.7 kilometers per liter. Now that is tough to beat. And just look at this, even with the very basic suspension system, you still get a good amount of comfort. You do get good amount of the rebounds and the sound insulation. So there are just, I can just go on and on and on about how good this city is. I know, like with this price point of 1,018,000, many get swayed. Many get swayed by like competitors that are not Japanese brands. They just offer too many things in return for the buck. So like, what should the mainstream brand like Honda do? Like, Honda did it really well. They are putting Honda Sensing in their cars. They're putting Honda Sensing as a mandatory feature for their cars, and that is great. Like, it's not that they got cheaper, okay? But they had to like figure out to assemble that nice spec, Philippine spec, that will save you and that will aid you, and it is gonna be a return of value, and that is value. Your life, what's more important than your life, right? So Honda is definitely doing a great job, but Chinese brands are doing even a greater job. But when you buy it, like, everyone mostly would have second thoughts, and many people might bash you for that, like especially your parents. 1.5 liter gasoline engine, naturally aspirated, 119 horsepower and 145 Newton meter of torque, and mated to a CVT. Doesn't have drive mode. It does, well, eco mode and a normal mode, but it doesn't have a sport mode. But then when you shift the gear to S, you have the sport mode. So basically in Honda cars, that's what I think it is. It's just that you don't have a button, but you can do it with your shifter, so it will hold on to that RPM for a longer time. This is really nice, no? In case you're wondering, this is the sound of the horn. Nice, right? Nice horn. Just leave it in D and just floor it, and then you can hear that this is a really high revving engine, which is really dynamic and fun to drive. Like, so you can even make TikTok sounds with this, you know, like Instagram reel sounds, because the engine is so amazing. It's like, wow, 1.5 liter naturally aspirated, light car. I'm always driving alone, well, sometimes with my wife, but this is really direct, accurate, really easy to maneuver this car. I mean, if you are a first-time driver, I suggest you get this, because you don't need the 360 camera in this. You don't need that so many things, because you don't want to be distracted, right? If you are new in driving, especially. Expect excitement, even though it doesn't have a manual mode or a paddle shifter. Just how much you would enjoy your RS variant, you can do it here in the V variant. So please do book your test drives so you can find out more about it. And again, huge thanks to Honda Cars Philippines for this amazing experience with this nice Honda City V variant, 1,018,000 pesos SRP. Honda City is an overall winner that you can drive in the city and also long drives. You will have so much fun in this car. So you really need to visit the dealerships so you can test it out and experience for yourself. And experience it for yourself. Okay, that's it.